Lewis Hamilton tops Formula One driver salaries in 2019. Lewis Hamilton will once again be the best paid driver on the Formula One grid in 2019 as Mercedes reward the five-time world champion for his dominant run of title-winning success, with rival Sebastian Vettel and Daniel Ricciardo completing the top three. Ricciardo has jumped into the top three after swapping Red Bull for Renault, with the departure of Fernando Alonso and Kimi Räikkönen's Sauber switch also bumping the Australian up the charts and ahead of former Red Bull colleague Max Verstappen. Rookie Alexander Albon is the lowest paid driver on the grid, while Robert Kubica is best paid among drivers entering F1 in 2019, albeit the pole has plenty of F1 experience in the past, of course. F1 Weekends on YouTube has put together a definitive list of the salaries on the grid in 2019, check it out below. Next news: F1 gossip, Hamilton on his new favorite sport. Lewis Hamilton on his new favorite sport. Eddie Irvine makes a revelation on his F1 debut and run-in with Ayrton Senna and an update on Caterham F1's administration. Lewis Hamilton has found a new favorite sport in surfing as he steps up his 2019 F1 pre-season preparations, Daily Mail. Eddie Irvine blames Damon Hill for causing his run-in with Ayrton Senna on his Formula One debut at the 1993 Japanese Grand Prix. BBC Sport: former Caterham F1 employees finally receive settlement money 4 years after going into administration, Speed Week. Bottas wins a stage and finishes fifth on his rallying debut at the Arctic Lapland Rally in his native Finland. Crash. Net: McLaren provide new signing Carlos Sainz with a guide of Surrey as he gets up to speed at the team, as com. Next news: Fernando Alonso wins Daytona 24 hours after perfect execution. Fernando Alonso praised the perfect execution of his team amid treacherous conditions as he got life after Formula One off to winning ways with victory in the Daytona 24-hour race. Heavy rain that started in the early hours of Sunday morning eventually forced the race to be curtailed with 2 hours remaining, with Alonso's team of Ranger van der Zandt, Kamui Kobayashi and Jordan Taylor in the Wayne Taylor Racing Cadillac holding the lead. The Spaniard, who won back-to-back world championships in 2005 and 2006, retired from Formula One in November. He has started to accrue an ever-growing trophy cabinet outside F1 and now adds the prestigious endurance title at Daytona to his victory in Le Mans' 24-hour race last year. "It was just an amazing experience with the team from the test now to the race," said Alonso after the win. "A perfect execution of the race. It's too bad we didn't get to race the full distance, but we led the race in night, day, dry, wet, so I think we all kind of deserve this one. There were very different conditions for all the competitors, so I'm really happy for the team." The 37-year-old impressed at Daytona despite his limited experience of endurance racing. He climbed from 7th to 1st during his first stint and was also at the wheel when the race was red flagged and subsequently called off. In torrential rain, Alonso passed Brazilian Felipe Nasser in the Action Express Racing Cadillac to take the lead for what was to be the final time. He becomes the third F1 champion to win at Daytona after Phil Hill and Mario Andretti. Nasser's Cadillac of Felipe Nasser and the Penske of Ricky Taylor took second and third respectively. Alonso has often spoken about his desire to secure motorsport's Triple Crown by winning the Monaco Grand Prix, Le Mans 24 Hours and the Indianapolis 500, a feat only previously achieved by Briton Graham Hill. Alonso was forced to retire in the closing stages of the Indy 500 when he first competed in May 2017, and will return the Brickyard again this year for another shot at the crown. He made his debut at Daytona last year, finishing 38th. Next news: Russell's Hamilton advantage. George Russell watching Lewis Hamilton at work in Mercedes was an extremely valuable experience, says Williams technical chief Paddy Lowe. Apart from his F2 championship, the British youngster was a part of Mercedes' F1 outfit as their official reserve driver. Lowe, himself a former Mercedes man, believes Russell is intelligent and humble and has learned as much as he can, by watching the five-time world champion. I think that would be really valuable, Lowe told Motorsport.com. Drivers can have a tendency to work in their own bubble, and by nature, they are super competitive, so you are wired up to think you are the best. That's the definition of the ultimate competitor, which is what you want in a Formula One driver, but that's at odds from a personality point of view to look at someone else and say, I want to learn from him, or I admire him because he's better than me. It's counter to your wiring. George is intelligent enough and humble enough to take advantage of and appreciate that privilege to work alongside someone who is undoubtedly well ahead of him at the moment. For him to have seen exactly how Lewis works, what are the things he spends his time on, what is his approach, what is his attitude, will prove to be extremely valuable in the future. Earlier this month, the 2018 F2 champion admitted he was relieved to see Hamilton's work ethic behind the scene, which confirmed his theory it is not just the talent that powers the five-time world champion. Talking about his experience working in the German team, Russell said, I use my ears more than my mouth and follow from afar. Every driver is different, and if one driver drives in a certain way, he probably can't translate that into another driver if he says do this, do that, Russell told Motorsport.com. Every driver has to find their own way of driving, but the things I've learned is how he interacts with the team, the feedback and everything, and that's what I could learn. Lewis does offer bits of advice here and there, but like I say, I use my ears more than my mouth. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.